Kenshi is a true sandbox game. You are thrown into this pit and you're left there. You don't get many tutorials, you don't have a main objective, you're thrown in, you fight, and you die. Unlike many other games, there is not a set main villain of Kenshi. There is no one big bad guy you spend ages trying to train up to and fight to then finally conquer the land. In places like Metal Gear Solid, there's a bad guy with a gun. In games like World of Warcraft, there's a guy with a sword. But in Kenshi, every bad person just really sits there idle. There's no true main villain. A lot of people have theories on who they think the main one is, but I've asked a few people in my Discord and thought of my own ideas, so let's go over who we think the main villain is in Kenshi. Let's get started. First of all is Holy Lord Phoenix. Now, there's a few things you need to know about him first. First of all, he is a wee bit racist. As the leader of the Holy Nation, he believes that humans are the pure Aryan races of the world of Kenshi. Now, they don't like Sheks, robots, hivers, and don't even really like the darker coloured members of the humans, if you know what I mean. He is very racist. He's also a woman hater. If a woman character tries to speak to him, he will say no. And if you try and speak to him even more, you get charged with terrorism. No, that's not a funny joke. You will actually be charged with terrorism. Third one, God Complex. He will not even speak to you if you try and approach him first because you have not proved your authority to him. Many people consider him the main villain of Kenshi because of these three reasons. He is racist, most characters will be killed on sight if they see him, including any of the non-human characters, and overall the sort of niche slavery thing he's got going on. Any non-human or humans who have committed wrong in his name are then put to the biggest slavery camp in the game. It is quite acceptable to see why people think he's the worst. Second up is Emperor Tengu. Now, if you thought Holy Lord Phoenix was bad with his slavery, wait until you get a load of this fat fuck. Emperor Tengu is the so-called leader of the United Cities, who you will find in the north right and the right bottom of the map. Now, Emperor Tengu is not necessarily in charge, he is only the leader by name. Kind of like the Sopranos when you think there is someone who controls the boss. Now, he's extremely pro-slavery. When you talk to him, he will try and, well, he's a bit of a dick really. He'll try and send you on this funny quest of killing a Leviathan or some old wizard. He's not the most pleasant man to be around, and he treats his own people like shit. He will try and stomp out the peasantry. He will be scared of you if you prove your worth by killing one of the people that I have a tin fist or one of the leaders of the factions. But the reason why people say that he is the main villain of Kenshi is for his stances on slavery and his cruelness and sadisticness to the people. Now, Kenshi really does go into detail about the slavery in this game, and Tengu, he profits from that. The United Cities control trade and commerce, and one of the biggest things they trade in is humans. They have slave camps all over, and Tengu not only sits there looking all chill, he takes profit from it in his nice silk robes. A lot of people say this guy's the main villain, and while they do have some good points, I don't think he's their main. Next one comes to Longen, the leader of the Traders Guild. Now, shout out to Butter in the Mongrel Chat Discord, because I did not even consider this guy at the start, but he made some very interesting points. First of all, Longen is the leader of the Traders Guild. If you ever see any trade caravans that aren't controlled by walking stick insects, Longen probably controls them. Now, the reason why my friend Butter put me onto this is because of the extreme influence he has, not only on the trading in the world of Kenshi, but on the United Cities itself. Longen, being the leader of the Traders Guild, has numerous contacts everywhere, and because of his contacts he is able to trade pretty much everywhere in the world of Kenshi other than the Holy Nation and the Western Hive territories. And when he's trading, he's not just trading nice food and medicine for the poor people, he's trading slavery. He has an alliance with the United Cities, which in exchange for their mutual trading agreements, they also get protection on their patrols with the samurais from the United Cities. This guy, well, in my friend Butter's opinion, holds extreme influence on the slavery in the game. Now, slavery, like I said, Kenshi goes into a lot of delving into the topics and how it's treated, and obviously, well, it's bad, really. And Longen, being the leader of this guy, of the Traders Guild, shows that most of the slavery you're going to see in the game, not only does Longen have a hand in it, profits-wise, he probably made the camps as well. Because becoming the leader of a place like the United Cities or the Traders Guild, you need to be ruthless. And where you need to be ruthless, you need to have a lot of money. And all of this money will have come from slavery itself. Now, why do they do this? Well, he thinks he's protected, doesn't he? And how is he protected? Not only does he have all these bodyguards, he also has slaves fighting for him, because they have no other option. Good job, Butter. This is definitely a dick in my opinion. The next characters I couldn't actually go to because I am on a new save right now and they much the absolute shit out of me when I tried to fight them. The first one is Bugmaster. Bugmaster is a massive enemy of the Sheks. In his eyes, or in their eyes, sorry, he's the ultimate challenge because that many people have fought him and lost. He is seen as their greatest challenge so they can get a worthy death. The reason why many people think Bugmaster is the main villain of Kenshi is because, in all seriousness, he is the stereotypical endgame boss. He is massively out the way, you have to hear stories about him to know where he is. If you do happen across him, you're going to have to kill a lot of spiders. The reason it's called Bugmaster is because he controls a lot of the bugs. Any spiders that are around that area is contributed to his faction. So him controlling those spiders means, oh, he's obviously hard. And as well, when you think about it, he controls fucking spiders. That's not exactly what a good person will do. I mean, unless you're like an animal terror. I don't fucking know. Anyway, Bugmaster, controls spiders, bad person. The other guy is Catlon. Catlon is also extremely out of the way. Now, Catlon, he is probably what I would consider the main villain of Kenshi. He is all the way in the back area where you're going to have to be extremely tough to get to. He has nearly 100 bodyguards on him, which are headless skeletons. Now, the reason why a lot of people say that he is the bad guy of Kenshi is when you really delve into the lore of things. Because if you just happen upon Catlon himself, you're just going to think, oh, there's some crazy robot here, oh, what the fuck's he on about, let's kill him. Catlon is responsible for the world that Kenshi is today. There were two empires in Kenshi overall, the First Empire and the Second Empire. The First Empire was the humans. The humans made robots, life was good, then they had to fight a war with someone, so they used the robots that they made to fight them. But when they won, they thought, these robots are scary. And they called the robots skeletons, by the way. They thought the robots were scary. So they ordered all the massive robots into a metal pit of molten metal which would kill them. But the robots, funnily enough, the big war forms that they made, they walked into that pit, and that's why it's called obedience. It's sort of a kind of an ironic joke. They were that scared that they would kill them that they ordered them to go into a molten pit, and they did. Now all the skeletons, the smaller robots, thought that's a bit of a dick move, and they started just fucking them up, like near extinction, guys. Like, oh my god, what a lopsided victory. But then the skeletons, out of nowhere, got a bit sad. And they started getting depressed, really, thinking, oh, fuck, we've nearly killed all the humans, our creators. So, after a couple of years of turmoil, one skeleton thought, you know what, let's forgive the humans. And let's start again. That was Catlon. Catlon rebuilt the empire and called it the Second Empire. And everything was thriving. And they thought, oh, we've got food, we've got lands, there's peace among us now. Then Catlon, he had a fucking brilliant idea, guys. He said, let's put children into slavery, put them in prison. Let's make tons of people go work on the fucking rock mines, in the rice fields, everything. And people thought, oh my lord, what is he doing? Until Tin Fist, that guy, he said, no, I'm leaving you. Anyway, Catlon, there was a massive rebellion. He now lives in a shed somewhere. He is definitely, in my opinion at least, obviously it's just our opinion, guys, make sure to leave your opinions in the comments below, but in my opinion, Catlon is the main villain. But there is always that one guy, probably stoned in the comments, who says, the main villain is you. Now let's look at the for and against for that. Is you a bad person? If you are, then yes, you probably are. But at the same time, think of Kenshi. If you were not in Kenshi, nothing would happen. Kenshi itself is a sandbox game. It goes off your choices. Now, you can just live in the field somewhere, making fucking rice wheat and sandwiches and stuff. So, when people say the main villain is you, it's really not. But in my opinion, guys, I believe that Catlon is probably the main villain of Kenshi. But there is one more enemy as well. A man called Blankface. You don't know who that is, but I do. And this Blankface person is a bad person. I asked them, who do they think the worst enemy in Kenshi is? They destroyed a town. If you don't believe me, join my Discord and find out. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment what you want to see next, or if you have any questions about Kenshi itself. And make sure to leave your opinion about who you think the main villain of Kenshi is in the comments. Thank you. Remember to have a good one. Seriously, though, Blankface is very fucking weird.